Okay, so now we are going to start a mock interview for our student Ankan Kumar Raut, and this interview is for GAIL. Ankan, first of all, you tell us about you.
So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. My name is Ankan Kumar Raut. I am from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. So I have done my basic schooling from Kendriya Vidyalaya number 1, Bhubaneswar. And after that, sir, I did my graduation in civil engineering from Veer Surendra Sai University of Technology, which is a state government college. And sir, in that, I received a CGPA of 9.58. And for that, I received 4 gold medals for academic excellence. And sir, my hobbies include watching motivational movies and collecting motivational quotes. And sir, my subjects of interest are strength of materials and geotechnical engineering. And sir, I did my graduation project in geotechnical engineering.
So when did you pass your B.Tech?
Sir, I graduated in 2022.
22. Okay, and after that, you are preparing.
Sir, I took a drop and I was preparing for GATE. And through that, I got a call.
So you said you are very good in academics.
Yes.
So why don't you trying to go for M.Tech or PhD?
Sir, I feel that now I just want to have some practical experience for that, because doing M.Tech, sir, that will be a kind of more theoretical aspect. But sir, I want to now go into field and apply those concepts to learn practical experience.
Okay, and what will be your next goal if you join GAIL right now? Then
Yes,
what
sir.
will be your future plans?
Sir, my future plans will be that I will be a person who will be learning a lot in the practical aspect, and I'll be trying to apply those concepts in all the projects I will be receiving in this organization, and I'll be trying to be an asset for this organization in the long run.
How do you see the future of GAIL after 10 or 20 years?
Sir, I completely believe that this organization is going to convert our economy towards a gas-based economy, sir, because its main objective and focus, which is trying to shift our energy uses towards renewable energy sources. And I truly believe that the future belongs to the use of renewable and clean energy, because the kind of pollution today going on, so everything is shifting towards a renewable resource. And so GAIL is a GAIL which has currently a unit of more than 130 megawatts of renewable resources, out of which 118 megawatt are from the wind energy, and around 12 megawatts that is from solar energy. So, sir, I feel that GAIL will be a very great organization and very that will be contributing majorly to the country's development after 10 years.
Okay, and what about hydrogen energy? Do you have some information about that?
Yes, sir. Sir, currently the plan of the hydrogen policy, which was adopted by the government, and sir, GAIL has a very crucial impact, because sir, it has done the first major project at Indore by blending hydrogen with the natural gas, which is first of its kind in our country. So it is also pointing towards that.
Okay. Is there any other organization like GAIL in India?
Sir, I believe other organizations which are contributing towards energy sector, they are ONGC, IOCL, Coal India Limited, etc. So which are in the energy sector.
Okay. And do you know about IGL?
Sir, perhaps, sir, I just want to give a try, sir. Is it allowable?
Yeah.
Sir, Indraprastha Gas Limited, perhaps.
Yeah.
Sir, it is a joint venture of GAIL.
Okay. So what does it do?
Sir, it is mainly in the city gas distribution portion.
Okay.
So because initially there was 2 gas distributions. One was the Mahanagar Gas Distribution in Maharashtra, and the other one was Indraprastha Gas Limited in Delhi, which were mainly for city gas distribution.
Okay. And you told your hobbies like motivational stories or movies.
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Do you watch motivational movies or you study motivational books?
Sir, I watch motivational movies because that is a bit sir, quicker.
So how do you decide that this movie is a motivational movie? Because every movie has a message.
Yes, sir.
So how do you differentiate?
Uh, Sir, I believe the movies which impact our life, sir, in terms of giving us the themes like one has to be persistent, one has to be resilience, and other themes which are very crucial in life. Sir, I believe those are kind of motivational stories which I prefer. But sir, there are other
So
movies
how do you
which are a bit
decide whether this movie is a motivational movie or not? You decide it after watching or before watching it?
Sir, first of all, I read through the basic info about the movie. If a movie has come, I just read about the basic info. And sir, if I feel that there is a kind of message, motivational message it is trying to give in terms of sir, persistence or fighting for one's dreams, sir, those types of movies I decide that motivational.
Okay, and which movie you have watched latest?
Sir, I have watched the Oscar-winning, recently Oscar-winning in the 95th Academy Awards. So it was a movie of The Elephant Whispers.
Okay. So what motivation did you get from that movie?
Sir, I learned one thing that it is very important to be, sir, it was actually a story about two people who were from the tribal areas, and they were taking care of elephants since their childhood. So, sir, this movie clearly conveys about the various challenges they face and how they are basically tackling those challenges with the forest department to raise those elephant.
So
Sir,
how many total Oscar awards we have won this year? Indian movies
sir,
or Indian actors? Yeah.
sir, this year, sir, as far as I can remember, it was sir, one was for Natu Natu song in a Triple R movie, which won the original song Oscar for original song. And sir, the second one is this movie, The Elephant Whispers.
So who was the director of?
Sir, I exactly do not remember his name, but sir, I remember sir, some Gonsalves, perhaps his title, sir, I could not remember exactly.
Okay. Tell some of the strength which you feel that may be really beneficial for our organization if you join us.
So one is my accountability, and so second one will be my loyalty towards this organization. Sir, third one will be sir my empathy toward my co-workers, and so fourth one will be sir hardworking.
Okay. Sir,
Yes, Ankan.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, after. So, what was your project?
Sir, it was about sir in geotechnical engineering. I did it. Sir, it was the effect of random inclusion of natural fibers on the characteristics of clay soil.
Okay, so what was the fiber? What you use here?
Sir, we chose the coconut fiber, which is the coir fiber, natural fiber.
Okay, and what results you received?
Yes, sir. Our main objective was to find out what is the difference before and after adding of the reinforcements to the soil. And sir, we found that after adding, there was a significant increase. So there was increase in the strength properties like the unconfined compressive strength that was increased, as well as the CBR, the California bearing ratio. So these two tests we performed before and after adding, and we found out that these two strengths they increased.
When you are adding the coconut fibers, so you added that in the dry state, or you just wet it and with soil you wet it again? Then what you did?
Sir, actually, so there are two parts. So there are two things. One is sir, one is the random orientation.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, one is the random orientation, and sir, one is the random orientation, and another one is the sir linear orientation or layer-wise orientation. Sir, our project was in the random orientation. That means, sir, we first took the sample, then sir, we cut it into suitable aspect ratios of length to the diameter. After
On
that,
what
sir,
basis you decided this should be the amount of this coconut fiber you have to add into that soil mass?
sir, we started experimenting. Sir, we had no idea about it, that which is going to be the perfect or which is going to give a higher strength. So, sir, we started with 0.2% by the weight of soil, and then 0.4%. So due to COVID, we could not move further, but we did this 2% of fibers added.
Then where you conduct the CBR test and the UCS test?
Sir, that was we conducted in the lab, but since the time was very less, so sir, we could not perform other tests. Due to that, we have to wrap up there.
Okay, when you are going to perform the CBR test, right? So you just pick up which one technique to fill the mold. This Indian standard light compaction test or heavy compaction test?
Sir, we followed the Indian standard light compaction test.
Why?
Sir,
metal casting is a process. It is a process.
sir, that's so we have.
What was the
tried
purpose?
for that.
What was the purpose? You are adding this coconut fiber that into the soil mass. What was the purpose of adding that fiber? And where you are using that particular coconut fiber added soil?
Sir, actually, sir, our main objective was to identify the effect of that addition of fibers on the strength of the soil. And sir, our main objective was because sir, suppose there is a road and the strength is not sufficient, then sir, we have to earlier sir, we used to completely replace those soil with a more stronger. That was not cost effective. So sir, we tried to find out some of the locally available fibers, and that too natural, so that we can use it in the long run. And sir, actually, it can be used as in the form of sheets. In the sir, actually, if we are going to apply this in a very large amount, then sir, we have to construct sir, sheets of that, and we have to.
Even we are using the geotextile fibers. We are already
Yes,
using
sir.
the sheets.
Yes,
Then why
sir.
we will go with this coconut fiber, and how to mix the coconut fiber in the soil mass in a large scale?
Sir, that aspect, sir, we have not yet.
Okay,
I'm
now
sorry, sir.
if we are going to conduct this CBR test, so we have to put the specimen in the water also, right?
Yes, sir, soaked and unsoaked.
So what was the time period?
Sir, that was done for 3 days. So it was soaked for 3 days, 72 hours.
3 days or 4 days?
Sir, we did it for 3 days, sir, 72 hours.
But code is not saying for 3 days. In CBR, it is clearly mentioned you have to put the specimen in water for continuously for the 4 days. 96 hours are there.
Sir,
Which one code you prefer for the CBR test?
Sir, exactly, sir, I could not recall, but as far as I can recall, it was 2067 part 1, perhaps.
2067.
Sir, I'm not sure about it. Sir, I'm not sure about it.
Okay. So you conducted the CBR. What type of test is it?
Sir, sorry, sir, I could not get it.
What type of test CBR is? Like we have this usage test, and that is kind of the shear test.
Yes, sir.
So in the same way, what type of test is it? CBR test.
Sir, sir, it was actually loaded. Yes, sir. There also we actually load and allow up to when the cracks develop or up to 20% strain failure occurs. Sir.
So in CBR, you are just checking the cracks. How you are checking the crack? It is in the mold. It is completely in that particular metal mold that we have, and you are applying a load with the plunger.
Sorry, sir. Sir, actually, it was we have plotted. Sir, actually, in the CBR test, we used to plot the load and the corresponding deflections, that is delta L, and
Yes.
from that we used to find out the 2.5 mm penetration load and 5 mm, and corresponding to that we found out.
Earlier, you were saying you were just noting the cracks. That is
Sorry,
not
sir.
possible.
Actually, I got confused for say UCS.
Okay.
Sorry.
So you just took the two settlement value, 2.5 mm and 5 mm, right?
Yes.
So which one you are corresponding that will be the CBR value of that particular material?
Sir, CBR value is the maximum of the two ratios, that is for load corresponding to 2.5 mm by the standard, the load that is taken by the standard aggregates. For 2.5 it was 1370 kgs, and sir for 5 mm it is 2055 kgs. And sir, maximum of that too, sir, usually 2.5 mm corresponding to that load we receive the CBR value. But sir, if 5 mm corresponding occurs, then sir we repeat the test again, and sir again if we get the 5 mm corresponding load more, then sir we accept that one as the CBR value.
When we are drawing this curve, load versus settlement curve in the CBR test, suppose the
Yes, sir.
initial part is kind of the concavity, only
Yes, sir.
some part. So what is the reason of that concavity?
So the reasons could be said that the top surface of the soil that is soft, or sir the penetration that is not exactly vertical, it is kind of inclined. Sir, I feel that these are the reasons of initial concavity.
Okay, the material that you took in this test is passing through a particular sieve or random material you took and you just mix it with the
No, sir.
coconut fiber?
No, sir. So initially we took the soil. We did not know about the what type of soil it was. So sir, first we did the grading of the soil, and sir we found out that most of the soil passed through sir 75 micron, and sir after that we also did the plasticity chart to decide whether it was clay soil or silty soil. And sir,
Who gave the plasticity chart?
Sir Casagrande perhaps, sir, I'm not sure.
Yes, A Casagrande, right.
A Casagrande. So sir we did, and sir then we classified that it was low compressible clay soil.
Can you tell me what is vibro flotation technique?
Sorry, sir, I'm not sure.
Have you heard about vibro flotation?
Sir, I've heard that in RCC, but I'm not sure about it, sir.
In RCC, in soil we have ground improvement techniques. Vibro flotation technique is there.
Sorry, sir, I'm not sure about it.
Now, when we are going to calculate the PI value, listen carefully what I am asking. So, suppose the PI value is coming to be higher. Soil ka plasticity index that is coming to be higher. So, what it simplifies to us? PI value is high. What does it mean?
Sir, plasticity index, if it is coming higher, then it shows that the soil is, sir, more plastic. It has more plastic properties.
Plastic properties like?
Sir, sir, it can be, sir, that means, sir, we have to add more water so that it can break when we make a thread of 3 mm dia.
But we are conducting the liquid limit test also. Now, it is a basic difference between these two. You can't directly say this is only we are making the 3 mm dia and this is breaking and we are taking that. So that is kind of the plastic limit. Nah? But I am talking about the plasticity index. A huge role of this PI value in this civil engineering works, practically and then the design point of view.
Sorry, sir, I do not have any idea.
Okay, so my few questions for you. So what do you think, if you talk about this coarse grained soil and fine grained soil, which one soil is most suitable for the civil engineering point of view, and why?
Sir, I believe the most important will be sandy soil. Sir, considering the time the clay soil takes for the consolidation, primary consolidation, so that is very long. Theoretically, it is infinite. Also, sir, the amount of consolidation that it does, so that is also very high. So, sir, I believe, sir, coarse grained soil are more used.
Okay, coarse grained soil. My last question to you: if you have to measure the denseness of the soil, then how will you measure?
Yes, sir. We have to measure the denseness. Then, sir, we can go for a light compaction test or heavy compaction test. From that, we can, so for example, we can take a mold which is of, so for example, so we
have to check it on the site.
So we can use core cutter method for that. If we are going it for sites, so for that we can use a 1000 mm, 1000 mm length mold, So we can
1000 mm length or 1000 cc is its capacity.
sorry sir. So it is 1000 cc volume of mold will take, and by the use of a dolly, sir, we will hammer it and put it inside the soil. We'll collect
Why
these,
dolly is being placed at the top?
sir, to give sufficient sir, energy to get into the soil.
We can directly apply this. We are not placing the dolly directly. We are giving the blues. Suppose if we are directly giving the blues, what do you think? The energy will not be supplied to the soil.
Sir, it will be supplied.
Main purpose is to penetrate this mold into the soil. Nah? We are not
Sir,
compacting the soil.
Sir, it will be, sir, very highly disturbed. Sir, I believe for that reason.
What highly disturbed?
If we'll hammer it directly, sir, maybe it will be. Sir, I'm not sure about it.
Okay, there is some drawback of this core cutter test. Do you know? If we have sandy soil, can you go with the core cutter test?
No, sir, I don't know.
Okay, so I think right now we can provide feedback to you. So Ankan, see, you have to a little see in your project work. Right? When is your interview?
The 20th.
20th. Okay. Okay. So let me just tell you, if you have to measure the denseness that you told, core cutter test is there. One more test that mostly we are following in India, these two tests, core cutter test and the sand replacement test. Just say blindly, mostly followed in highway and railway. What we are doing in the core cutter and the sand replacement test, we are just measuring the bulk density or the bulk unit weight of the soil. Right? Core cutter test, why we are placing the dolly? Because if we directly put the blows on the dolly, sorry, that core cutter, what will happen? Its edges get molded, blunt ho jayenge. And if the edges are folded or blunted, what will happen? You will not get this 1000 cc volume. Nah?
Okay.
And
sir,
we are just calculating that for a given volume, what is the mass of the soil, what is the weight of the soil. Volume is not proper, then definitely the calculation will be not okay. So that's why we are putting the dolly.
Yes, sir.
Or
So
even
that
when
means to maintain that volume.
Yes, or even when this soil is hard strata, gravelly soil, we are not going with this core cutter test. So the chances of the bottom edge, that is the sharp, go down the blunt are high. Again, we will not get the proper value. Or even if someone is performing that test and you just see the core cutter already has the blunted edges, then say big no, this is a rejected one.
Sir, in gravel's case, we'll go for sand replacement if it is more type of gravel.
Mostly SRM, sand replacement method is universal test that we have. Because sandy soil, just see sandy soil, this core cutter method, top and bottom both are open. If you are putting it in sandy soil, what will happen? That material will flow down.
Yes, sir.
But in core cutter, we are just taking the core. The material should retain inside the core. After that, we are trimming it and measuring it.
Yes, sir.
Right. And just have a look on the water content determination method that we have on the field. Right. Vibration flotation is a technique. Uncle, this is a ground improvement technique that we have. The soil, it is used for the compaction of the coastline soil.
Okay, sir. So I'll look over this.
Right. And rest, just have a look the CBR test code. IS 2720, just have a look on its number, part, which one part, so many parts are there. The code is saying 4 days soaking period should be there. Okay, and that's why I said you just have a look on your project. If you didn't go through what is the load, then you can come with this across, sir. In generally, we are testing the soil with this Indian standard light compaction test. We are just going with that. If you don't have any loading criteria, you can go with that. In normal cases, sir, we are just testing the most of material for the this Indian standard light compaction test. That is your Proctor density test.
Yes, sir.
Right. Anything else you want to ask?
So that means, sir, when they will ask about this CBR code, sir. So that means, soaked or unsoaked part, sir. Sir, in that, sir, should I go through that details about soaked or unsoaked?
No. CBR test code is saying always a soaked specimen. Unsoaked it is not saying. Unsoaked, we are just checking it because we just want to check the soil for the worst possible scenario. We know very well whenever soil is coming in contact with water, it loses its strength. Which in strength, of course, shear strength. And if we tested the soil for the worst possible scenario and we got the some strength, of course, that particular structure constructed with that soil will always be in safe condition. That worst condition may not be possible, but we just want to be safe now.
Okay. सर मतलब मैं वहाँ पे बोलूँगा कि सर it was done for the soaked.
Soaked.
Okay, sir. Sir, project, sir, in which other areas, sir, I need to focus in
Like
projects, what I said.
yes, just go with the soil stabilization also, because this is kind of the you are improving the properties of the soil. That's why I just ask you the viable flotation technique. Whenever we have this black cotton soil, we are just stabilizing it with lime. So just have a look on this, some soil stabilization method that we have. Which one we are preferring? What is the purpose of doing that soil stabilization? And what material we are adding in the soil? Right? They can ask you if you are using the coconut fiber, what type of strength the coconut fiber having. They are good in compression strength or they are good in tensile strength. So be ready some unexpected type of questions.
Okay, sir.
Right. Now, yes, Tyagi sir.
हेलो।
Yes.
हाँ ठीक है अंकन, घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है। अच्छा है तुम्हारा, मतलब स्टार्टिंग का सेक्शन तो ठीक था, बाद में टेक्निकल में मेरे को लग रहा है कुछ जगह पे तुम थोड़े से डिमोटिवेट फील कर रहे हो।
Yes, sir. No,
हाँ,
sir, sir, improve करेंगे।
अगर इंटरव्यू में ऐसे कोई सिचुएशन आ जाती है ना वहां पे कि तुम्हें आंसर नहीं आ रहा है, तो एकदम उस टाइम पे घबराना मत, मतलब उसको अपने ऊपर हावी मत होने देना सिचुएशन को, अपने कॉन्फिडेंस को हाई रखना है, ठीक है। हाँ, कोई इतना टफ नहीं होता, जनरल चीजें पूछते हैं यार, जो पढ़ा हुआ है तुम्हारा वही पूछेंगे, और बस आइडिया रखो पहले से क्या क्या पूछ सकते हैं, तो तुम्हारे बारे में, तुम्हारे इंटरेस्ट, हॉबीज, स्ट्रेंथ, वीकनेस, ठीक है। और उसके अलावा फिर तुम्हारा थोड़ा जनरल नॉलेज चेक कर लेते हैं कई बार, छोटा मोटा ज्योग्राफी का कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ लेते हैं कई बार, और कंपनीज के बारे में अपनी, जैसे गेल के बारे में, ठीक है।
Okay, sir.
हाँ, तो गेल क्या कर रही है सारा अच्छे तरीके से पढ़ लो। ओके।
Okay, sir.
और कौन कौन सी कंपनी के साथ गेल काम कर रही है, थोड़ा उनको देख लो, क्या क्या प्रोडक्ट गेल के हैं, अभी फ्यूचर के प्लान क्या है, विजन क्या है, ये सारी चीजें एक बार एनालिसिस करके रिवाइज कर लो, ठीक है।
Okay, sir.
तो कर लोगे आराम से।